Good morning and welcome to the John DeVito Show. Happy Sunday morning. Now, I'm not sure how the weather is where you're located, but here in Massachusetts and New England, we've got rain today. So, not a great day, but it's a good day to sit inside by the pellet stove with the Christmas tree lit up and do a quick podcast. So, all of you know I do a lot of political podcasts, but during the Christmas season, I like to do some additional podcasts and give people, some ideas of different things they can do during the season. Now, I'm 55 years old. I've got four kids. My kids are getting older, and we've had over the years many different Christmas traditions that we've done. Now, last night here in my town, we have a cute little town in Massachusetts, and we had the tree lighting last night in town. We had the Festival of Trees, and we also have at Christmas, this is a new thing, after the tree is lit in the downtown area, we have fireworks at Christmas, which is really nice. But during this event, you can go into the town library and enjoy the Festival of Trees. There's all kinds of raffles. It's really a festive environment. And then you can go over to the Congregational Church in town, and probably 20 minutes before the Christmas tree lighting happens, they actually have the whole church singing Christmas carols, and they invite the kids up on stage, and they do this really nice thing at the end with the 12 days of Christmas, where all the kids hold up signs for five golden rings and things like that. It's really cute. And then the festivities end on Saturday night with the lighting of the Christmas tree, then the fireworks. There are so many things we've done over the years. We've gone to the Nutcracker. We've gone to see a Christmas Carol. When the kids were little, we used to go up to New Hampshire and go on the Polar Express, where we take a train to the North Pole to see Santa Claus. So Christmas is such a special time of the year, especially when you have young children. So I know, young parents out there, sometimes you're not sure what to do, what type of traditions to establish. If you recently got married, you may have traditions on both sides of the family. You need to integrate those a little bit. But here I found a list, and this is kind of a good list. It was in Good Housekeeping magazine from a couple of years ago, it looks like. And these are the 42 best Christmas traditions from classic to new activities to try. So let's get on this list. And maybe this will give you a couple of ideas to do this Christmas season. Here we are already, December 3rd. We're 20 days away or 22 days away from Christmas. So I'm going to just go from top to bottom on this list and just kind of read off some of the things, maybe talk briefly. And I don't want this to be too long of a podcast, so you have time to listen to it. But hopefully this gives you some really good ideas. And actually, before I get into this list, if you're in the New England area, I just read last night about something I want to do. It's apparently up in Kennebunkport, Maine. They have a prelude to Christmas that happens the week after Thanksgiving, where they have all kinds of Christmas activities. They have trolley rides. And Jenna Bush, whose family has a house in Kennebunkport, made a post the other day talking about how literally when you get to this Christmas prelude, it's like walking into a Hallmark movie. So if you live in New England and you haven't been, you might want to think about heading to Kennebunkport that week after Thanksgiving. It looks like it's pretty amazing. And my wife and I were actually talking about maybe doing that. I don't know if we're going to get there this year, maybe next year. So, but it looks really nice. You can Google that also. All right. So on this Good Housekeeping list of the top 42 best Christmas traditions from classic to new activities, let's run down this list. We'll talk a little bit about it and then talk a little bit more about Christmas. So, number one, I agree with this one completely. This is a great thing to do. Watch the tree lighting ceremony. You can, if your town has one, you can go to your town. If you have a relatively big city near you, you can go to that. Like I know Boston has a pretty big tree lighting. Obviously, the big one in like New York City, but most communities have some sort of tree lighting. And this is really just a festive thing to do with family. I know at our tree lighting, sometimes they sing Christmas carols. It's just a nice family thing to do. Whether you have little kids or whether you don't have kids. I mean, now that my kids are getting older, I plan on going with my wife and just enjoying the festivities. So a good Christmas tree lighting is always right there. Now, number two, I really like this idea. Visit a very festive Christmas or holiday restaurant. And when you go into a place that's really decorated for Christmas, you just get in the spirit. It's decorated. Maybe Christmas music is playing. So I think visiting a nice festive holiday restaurant is a really great idea. Number three, now this is kind of a nice idea. I'm not much of a baker, but maybe if you have some friends in your neighborhood or even family, starting like a cookie exchange. You could bake some festive cookies. There's a nice picture here that show like snowmen, Christmas trees, things like that. And I think that's a great idea to kind of start some bonds and create some Christmas traditions either within your family or in your neighborhood. And for the people that are listening to this podcast, I'm going to post a link to this in the body of my post when I publish this podcast. So you'll be able to go onto this link and take a look if you'd like. This is a great one. Number 4, go to a Christmas or holiday market. I know in Boston they have these, and you walk around, there's a lot of different stores that you can browse. And I know in the Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market area of Boston, they do this. And this is a great thing to really get in the mood, maybe do some Christmas shopping while you're here. But going to a holiday market's a great idea. Just beautiful, and it really gets you in the mood. Now, this one, number five, I like this. However, I'm a terrible skater. But number 5, go ice skating. I know where I live in central Massachusetts, right near us, I live very close to Worcester. And in the Worcester area, they put up a skating rink. I know in Boston there's one. And even the small town I live in does put up a skating rink eventually. But yeah, if you can go to a big city and there's a lot of people skating, just to be out there and kind of experience that, I mean, that's like Hallmark movie stuff right there. So, and especially if you're a good skater, that's great. But most of these places, when you go to them, even if you don't skate often, they rent out skates and things like that. And it's really a fun thing to do. With little kids, it might be a little bit more challenging, but maybe it's a good date night, something to do that's a little bit different. Ooh, number 6. This one's easy. Everybody can do it. How about sit at home, watch some Netflix or Hallmark or whatever, and make some hot chocolate, right? Hot chocolate, put some marshmallow in it. Nothing quite like it. Warms you up a little bit on a cold winter day. And oh, you got to love that. I love a good hot chocolate. Oh, now, this I like. Now, we actually have an advent calendar in our house, but this one, number 7, is kind of cool. A do-it-yourself advent calendar. Actually make one. And the one that they have is really cute. It's got like all these little mini bags where each one must have treats in it. And really, it's very cute and very nice. So, we don't do that. We actually have an advent calendar. But, yeah, kind of making your own is kind of a cool idea, like a little crafty thing if you're handy in that way. So I like that idea also. These are all really good suggestions. I'm sure we're going to have a few I don't agree with, but we'll see. Okay, here you go. I love this one. We do this every year. Number 8, go out for a Christmas Eve dinner. What we've done historically is on Christmas Eve, we used to go up to our parents' house in New Hampshire. Unfortunately, our parents have all passed except for my father, who's now in assisted living. He no longer lives in New Hampshire. But we would go out for a Christmas Eve, like mid-lunch, like at 2, 3 in the afternoon on Christmas Eve at his favorite restaurant. We used to go to a place called the Atkinson Country Club in Atkinson, New Hampshire. Loved going there. It was festive. It became a tradition, and we loved it. But a Christmas Eve dinner, that's a great idea, doing that. And then maybe, who knows, going to like a midnight mass. We did that last year with our family, and it was beautiful. We really enjoyed it. We plan on going back again this year, now that our kids are older and they stay up later, etc. Number 9, this is an obvious one that everyone has to do. Decorate your Christmas tree with special ornaments. Now, we have actually 2 Christmas trees in our house, and they're more of like memory trees than anything else. Every year since we first started dating, for my wife and I now, it's been, 25 years. We have been getting Christmas ornaments every year, like special milestones for our kids and special milestones for us. So when we put up our ornaments, it's really reliving memories that we've had throughout the course of our marriage and our life as parents. And I love that. Number 10, good one, make Christmas breakfast. You can't go wrong with that. Now, they're showing like a nice little, looks like eggs and cheese muffin of some sort. We usually make pancakes, but Christmas morning breakfast, you got to love it. Great idea. Now, this next one is take a holiday photo. I don't know about this one. A family holiday photo. When the kids were little, we had 4 kids that were under 7. And literally trying to take that perfect photo for our Christmas cards in front of the tree almost started to feel like it was like an abusive type of environment where you just could not get all 4 of them looking at the camera and smiling at the same time. So at one point, we made a collective decision to just use pictures we took throughout the year for our Christmas card, and it made it a lot happier situation in our family. But I have to say, one of the pictures we took when our kids were little in matching pajamas in front of the tree was still by far my favorite picture of our family. It was like right before Christmas, the looks on their faces, they were so excited. So having those photos is really great. And if you can do it without, yelling and screaming, that's always a plus. Number 12, The last few years, I got away from doing this, sending Christmas cards or Christmas letters. I'm not a big fan of the letters, but Christmas cards, we used to send those out. And I haven't done it as much because it seemed like a chore. What I do now is I buy a book of Christmas cards. And when people send us cards, I send cards back to those people. It just became too much to do. And, I did enjoy doing it, but I think I'm going to focus on sending out fewer now with more handwritten notes to be more personal to people. But yeah, we do send them up, but now we just do kind of reflections back to people. Now, okay, here we go. I like this a lot. Number 13, celebrate Sinterklaas in early December. Now, if you don't know the story of Sinterklaas, I've actually done podcasts on that. You can go into my show and Google my shows on Sinterklaas, but that is actually the origins of Santa Claus and where it came from. Great thing to celebrate, and really a wonderful thing to teach your kids because St. Nicholas was a real person at one point, and St. Nicholas, the spirit of St. Nicholas, became Santa Claus. So when the kids start, getting to the point where they doubt the existence of Santa Claus, I've always said to them that even though, Santa Claus may not be what they thought at one point, Santa Claus was based on a real man. And that spirit of St. Nicholas still exists all throughout the world. So in a way, how can you say that Santa Claus isn't real? Because the spirit of Santa Claus is there. It's so prevalent. All right, number 14, choose a fun tree topper. We have a nice angel on top of our tree. I love it. Great idea. Number 15, gotta love this one. Host a Christmas movie marathon. Obviously, Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life. One of my new favorites is Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. If you haven't seen that, it is hysterical. You've got to see that movie. All right, number 16. I'm trying to pick up the list a little bit because we have a long ways to go. I don't want this to be too long. Number 16, visit a Christmas tree farm. We used to do that, but now we have a pellet stove in our family room that really gets hot. And one year we almost had a fire with a real Christmas tree. So we now have a fake. I know that's blasphemy for some, but we were forced to do so. But when the kids are little, especially, going out and get that real Christmas tree is just a memory that they will always remember, and you will too. Oh, number 17, spread a little magic with the elf on the shelf. There is nothing worse than getting into bed and being warm and cozy and realize that you forgot to move the elf. The elf is something I will not miss. We still have our elf, but I am so glad we don't have to get up and move him around every night. But it's one of those things that the kids enjoy it, and it's funny when you make up little funny scenarios with the elf. So it's all good, but I will not miss our days with the elf on the shelf. Use a nutcracker. We have a collection of nutcrackers, little festive nutcrackers that sometimes we put out, sometimes we don't. But nutcrackers are cool, and they're very festive. All right, number 19 on the list. This is a must. Send Santa Claus a letter. In our post office, they have a little box for kids to put their letters to Santa. Great idea. Nothing like sending that letter to Santa Claus. It's just an amazing feeling for the kids. Number 20, start a holiday themed collection. Great idea. It's nice to collect certain things. I mentioned a few minutes ago, we have nutcrackers. We collect a lot of ornaments that are special to us. Great thing to do. And it kind of builds memories for the future. And those are things you can eventually leave to your children someday as well. Number 21, we have done this, and this is awesome. Go Christmas caroling. If you have a chance, go caroling. It's such a festive, nice thing to do. And I remember when we first moved to this town, we were new in our first house, and we had Christmas carolers that came to our door, and we were so surprised, and it was beautiful. We loved it. So Christmas caroling, great idea. Number 22, I've never done this, but play holiday hide and seek. Okay. So apparently the mother of this family hides a pickle ornament on the Christmas tree, and they have to find it. So, kind of a fun thing to do. I've never done that, but something new to try. Let's see here. Oh, I just lost my place in my little list here. I got to go ahead here. Hold on one second. And in the meantime, I will sing Christmas carols for you while I look. I won't do that because I know that the people that are listening would immediately tune off if they heard me sing. It is not a pretty sight, let me tell you that. So yeah, the hide and seek. I've never heard that before. I know we've never done that, but that'd probably be kind of a fun thing. Our kids like doing hide and seek and stuff like that. So that would be kind of an interesting thing to do. All right, I'm scrolling my way up the list here. I apologize for this. My little list kind of reset on me, and let's see, I'm almost there. Hide and seek, there it is. All right, number 23 on the list. Look for decked halls on Christmas Eve. So yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, one thing we like to do is we like to walk around and drive around and check out the decorations. I know in the next town over, They have like a light fight, and we like to drive through town and check those out. And one thing we want to do this year in Massachusetts is visit the Tower Hill Botanical, where you can walk through and see the lights. So great idea. I love that. Number 24, let everyone open one present on Christmas Eve. We've never really done that, but not a bad idea, I guess. We could do that and maybe try that. Maybe we'll do that this year. We were always ones that always open our presents in the morning, but maybe having that one present on Christmas Eve is kind of a nice idea. Number 25, I like this one. Honor a loved one. We all get a little sad at Christmas time with the people in our family that we've lost, and honoring one of those loved ones is a great idea. And we're going to be doing that this year because we've lost a few members of our family over the last few years, and sometimes it doesn't feel like the holiday when you don't have your loved ones around you. So I really like that one. That was very touching. So number 26, make a Christmas dessert. A couple of years ago, I decided I was going to make figgy pudding because I heard it in songs. I didn't know what figgy pudding was. So we actually created figgy pudding, and quite frankly, I did not like it. It was not good, but at least I've had figgy pudding. But yeah, creating a new Christmas dessert is a great idea. I like that a lot. Number 28, this is an important one. Teach your kids about giving back. I think so much is focused on children getting things at Christmas time. Teaching them to give back to the community and give back to others is really the true meaning of Christmas, and a great thing that we should all be teaching our children. And of course, we could do a better job at that as well. But I think it's a great idea to start doing that and getting involved with that type of thing. So, all right. So yeah, there are so many things you can do. You can work at like a soup kitchen. There are so many different things you can do to give back, and it's something that I think unfortunately gets lost sometimes during the Christmas season, where we don't give back as much as we should. So anyway, I thought there was some great ideas on that list. That was a good housekeeping list. And the bottom line is, no matter what you do at Christmas with your family, no matter what you do with your children when they're young, these are going to be memories that they have forever. Try not to stress out about Christmas. I mean, Christmas can be a stressful time with all the shopping, the money that you have to spend, decorating the house, sending out the Christmas cards. I would say if you have some things on that list that stress you out and they're not worth it, cross them off the list. It really should be about enjoying time with your family, giving back, and spending special time with your family that you'll all remember forever. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick podcast on some great ideas of things you can do to create new traditions during the Christmas season. I hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas, and I will be doing some more podcasts also throughout the month regarding Christmas. And if you want to Google a few things, over the years I have recorded Twas the Night Before Christmas, The Grinch That Stole Christmas, and other recordings related to Christmas on this podcast. So you can search all of my Christmas shows. There's one about the whole idea of Sinterklaas and how the idea of St. Nicholas and Santa Claus came about. And you can even play those for your kids. They're good, wholesome things to listen to, and I think you'd enjoy them as a family. So anyway, I hope you all have a happy Sunday. We're going to go visit my father today, who's in assisted living, and hopefully you enjoy your day no matter where you are. So stay warm if you're in the cold climates, and if you're in Florida or someplace warm, I hate you. Just remember that. All right. Thank you. Take care and have a great day.